So navigate to our item. So this is our item, right? Open it. Now, so we created few variables under the containers start and end. We'll continue to add few more variables. So click on new. So we gave order as 400 up till now. Duplicate. Click on new. Right. So create. Take another variable. So take single line text. Say order as 500. Say short description. So details related to the request. Okay. Make it mandatory. Submit. So go to the portal. The portal, search for this item. So you can also use search and place the item name and hit enter. This is our item. Click on this. So you can see the variable is occupying entire screen space because we did not add this variable in the container. It is added outside the container, right? And you can see here required information. That means mandatory fields will be listed here. Okay, you can see the mandatory fields listed here. So there's only one mandatory field up till now. And I think reported details, user details is also a mandatory field. Is it listed here? No, I don't think so. Okay. So what is this actually? This is not a required field. It's not a required field. Only this is the one. So how do you identify? You will have a star, red color star, asterisk symbol beside the field. Okay, left side. So this indicates required. Red color star indicates required. So add few more variables similar to this. Click on new. So add a choice kind of variable, drop down kind of variable. So variable type is select box. Okay, select box and give order as 600 and can say drop down as category, right? Save. Scroll down, you have choices here. So you can create the choice values here, drop down choices. So click on new. So create few choices. So this is a form to create the new choices. So this is the label or display name, and this is the backend value of the choice. So give. So values you can give either the same or you can give them in the lowercase as well. No problem. Okay. Depends upon the project's uh, policy. So few of the projects they give the same name, whatever the text is there, value also will be given with same name and same cases as well, uppercase, lowercase. But few of the projects they just have specification that you should give only lowercase. Depends upon the project. Okay, save it. So this is a first choice. Next, create second choice. So you can use existing record to create the new choice. So give order as 200 and say insert and stay. So it's going to insert the record and stay on the same screen. Okay. Give order as 300, insert and stay. Order as 400, say insert and stay. Refresh. Go back to the variable. Make the default value as none for this category. So go to the default value, or you can go to type specification. So under the type specification, you see include none. So you can click on this and then save. Refresh. Right. So this is a select box variable with drop down none as a default value, and it is occupying entire screen space. So what we will do, we'll add it into the container. Okay. First we'll create the few of the variables and then we'll add all of them into the container. Clear? So this is a select box. Next, add few more variables. So from the variable you have catalog item, field name. So from here also you can navigate to the item this way. So click on new to create other types of variables here. Say date and time, order as 700. Can say delivery date, right? And then submit. Create few more variables. Click on new. Checkbox, order as 800. Say the variable name as analysis needed. Or you can say something like this. Dev env. So dev environment right? Save. Say 900. Say test environment. Insert and stay. Say stage. Say 1000. Insert and stay. Say prod. So refresh. See here, these are all the checkboxes. Okay, these are all the checkboxes. And whenever you add this kind of checkboxes, multiple checkboxes, okay, sequentially in the increasing order, you will see options coming up here. Okay, that's a by default behavior. All these checkboxes. So since there is more than one checkbox, you will see an options coming up here on the catalog item form. So that's one behavior. Next, go to the item. Add few more variables. Click on new. So I think it is same order. So give order as 1200. Create multiple choice. Okay. Create multiple choice. And you can say employment type, not employment type. Say machine type, for example. Say OS type. So multiple choice, okay. Save it. Can change the backend name as well. So create the choices. So it's a multiple choice. You have to create the choices. So click on new. Say Windows, Windows, save. Unix, insert and stay. can see iOS. Certain string. So these are the some of the choices, multiple choices. Right. So you can select only one choice at a time, Windows, Unix, or iOS. So it's a multiple choice. You can see the drop down choices are showing from top to bottom. So you can also change the choices order from left to right as well. You can go to type specifications of this multiple choice. Right. Type specifications, and you can see choice direction here. You can say across. Across means from left to right. If you want to include default value as none, you can select this. Click on update, reload. Right. So this is what the choices appearing from left to right horizontally, and only one choice can be selected. Okay, you cannot select multiple choices. Add few more variables. So based on the order that you're giving to the variable, the variables will placement will be decided. Okay, which place they should be placed, that will be decided. So make it as 1100. Create new. So create a variable of type label. Okay, you have label here. Say additional details. Right, additional details. And you can give the order as, so after container end, that is 400, you can place the label. So between 400 and 500 you should give the order. So after container end I want to add the label, so say 450 as the order. Okay, and then so this is the label heading. Submit, and then refresh. See here, this is called the label, and if you observe clearly, you'll see some underline. There will be some underline. So there will be some underline. Okay, I can show you this way, otherwise go to this item. You have option called try it here. Right, on the catalog item you have try it option. Click on this. So you can see additional details, some underline here. Getting it? So that is a label. So in the portal the underline will be very light, but you will see some differentiation. There is a gap here between this variable and this variable. There is a gap here, so there will be an underline. You observe it clearly, you can see that. So that's basically an label kind of variable, heading kind of variable. Getting it? So under this all these variables are present. Now add few more variables onto the item. So using try it as well, you can see this item details. Okay, you'll see all the details in the try it option. And if you want to get back to the item view on this screen, right click, you have an option called configure item. Click on this. Just a moment. Right. So add few more variables. Click on new. Say a multi-line text. Detailed info. Okay, detailed info. And you can check the order. Where should I place this? So after this variable, right? Single line text 500, right? I'll place this. So I'll give order as 550. Okay, 50. Refresh. Right. Next, add few more variables. Click on new. Say lookup select box. So what is the highest order which we gave till now? Is it 1300, 1200, 1200? Say order as 1300. So lookup select box. So it is something similar to the reference field. Okay, where you have to select the reference table. So the records from the reference table will be shown as a drop down choices. Will be shown as a drop down choices. Say for example, I select something called a table called department. Right, department. And so a lookup value field. So you should select a field from this department table. So these are all the list of fields. So which are the field that you select here, that field information from each of the record of this table will be showing as a drop down. Observe carefully. Name. Save. Question. Okay. Say department. Save. Go to the department. So it is CMN underscore department dot list. Okay, this is all the records from the department table, and you see name. So these are all the names present on the name field. Now all these values will show as drop downs on this particular variable. Whichever the field that you select on the variable for lookup field, that field information will show up here. So now observe carefully. can see department here. So these are all the drop down choices showing up from the department table, and that too from the name field. Okay, so that's what here, right? Next, so click on new. Say order as 1400. Say type as list collector. List collector, and you can give the name as select the group. Okay, select the groups, and here also list collector is similar to the reference field where you have to select the reference table. Okay, so I'm selecting the table as group table. So this is underscore user underscore group, right? So this is what the table I'm selecting, and click on submit. So this is a list collector field. Place the cursor on this field and you can select any group. You can select multiple groups. Okay, it is something similar to the list field, so where you can reference the field with multiple references, right? Here also list collector can be referenced with multiple records, this way, getting it? So these are all the variables, okay, that generally you will be using it on the catalog items, getting it? Likewise, based on the requirement, you will be creating the variables. So some items, they may not require all these variable types, only few variables like these variables and additional details, single line text, and then some select box. Only those are required in some of the catalog items. So you will not create all, you will create only those required variables for the item. But why did I show you by creating all the variables? So you should know how do they look when you create, getting it, right? So now, any questions up till now? Any doubts? Right. So still you can make use of containers to uh, design the form in a proper way. So if you want to place the variables in this 2-column format, you can still use container across any of the variables. Say for example, right, see here, I have these check boxes. I have this delivery date and time. And so after this, after the select box, till this multiple choice, not multiple choice, till department, I want to place them in the container. From this category till department, I want to place all these variables into the container. So what I can do, I can create a new container, start, click on new. Check for the order. So before category, whatever the order that is there, it is 550, right? So I'll give 575, 575, container start. Okay. And then I'll say additional details container start. Okay. Additional details container, and let it be as it is, no problem. Or you can say container 2. Okay. Container 2. And then save it and create one more variable. So after 1300, you want to end the container, right? So create one more variable. Say 1350 and give order as 1350 and say container end. Submit. And mention the layout of the container. Is it should be in 2-column format or 1-column format? You have to mention that. So go to container start, 575 order, go to type specification, say it as layout as 2-column wide alternate sides. Click on update, go to the form, refresh. So from category till department, all the variables are arranged in 2 columns. So this is first variable, second variable, third variable, fourth variable, fifth. Okay. And then so for after this container got ended, so that's why this variable is occupying entire screen space, single column wide. Is that clear?
So can
So
you add the heading or title for that container now?
you can add it, no problem. So if you want to add it, you can add it. So let's remove this. Already we gave label as additional details, right? So let's change this. Additional information, or you have to change your label. Label question. Or you can say more details. That also you can say. So display title, save it. Right. So additional information. Right. So when you go to this, open this item. So on this item, you have try it option. You can try it. Need not open every time in the portal to check the form view. And directly click on try it, and then you can verify how the form looks like. So this is how the form looks like. So this is a design level form, okay? Not the end user level form, not the portal level form, portal view form. So this is a backend native view form. Now observe carefully, every container has some variables. So you can see the expander and minimizer here, the box here. You can minimize the variables present under the container. So additional information, we didn't give space here. So click on this. So variables are minimized present under the container. If you want to expand them, click on this. minimize, expand, expand, minimize. So, but that is not available here in the portal view. Getting it? So you can just have a check on this. And this is a list collector field. Okay, select the groups. So when you check in the native view, you'll see this way a big portion of field. Whereas in the portal view, there's a single aligned field. Okay, where you can click on this, you'll see the selection of the groups. Whereas in the native view, you'll see some slash bucket kind of view, right? You can select and add them here. Right. So right. So that's about the variables creation on the item. And you can play around these variables. You can create few of the variables and check how do they look. And we'll get back to another topic called variable sets. Right. Variable sets. So variable set contains group of variables. So name itself says set variable set of variables. Okay. So when do you use this variable sets? So I'll explain you one scenario. So the scenario is so observe carefully here. Variable sets. So group of variables. You can add variables into variable set. You can use that variable set. So now let me take a catalog item 1, cat item 1, next cat item 2, cat item 3, so on, cat item. Right, some n number of catalog items can be 1, 2, 3, 4, any number. So this is cat item 2, cat item 3, cat item n. Getting it? Cat item n. Now observe carefully. Every catalog item we know there are variables, right? Variables. So variable 1, variable 2, variable n, so on. Now, so these catalog item 1 has these variables. Similarly, catalog item 2 will have variable a, variable b, etc., etc. Variable p, variable q. Similarly, catalog item n has variable n1, variable n2. Right, so these are the variables for each item, no problem now. Now, for example, I have a variable here, say name and then email. These are the two variables. Say one more. Employee type. So these are the three variables I have on this item, right? Now, same variables with same name, the variables are also present on this here as well. So across more than one item, I have similar variables. Across more than one item, I have similar variables. So three variables. So as a developer, what I need to do? I need to create these variables on catalog item 1. I need to create these variables on catalog item 2. Same variables on catalog item 3 and same variables on all the items and finally on the nth item as well. So what's happening here? Three variables repeatedly I'm creating across all the items, which is nothing but more manual work for me. And I'm creating duplicate variables in the system and adding them across multiple items. So this is one set of variable, this is other set of variable with same variables. So what's happening here? Time waste. First important time waste and development effort is wasted. And you're creating duplicates across multiple items. Getting it? All the variables are exactly similar. Behavior is also same. So instead of creating these three variables in all the items, what you can do? You can create a variable set. Okay, you can create a variable set. Okay, you can create a variable set and whichever the variables which are repeating across multiple items or whichever the variables that can be reused across multiple items, what you can do, you can create a variable set and add all those reusable variables into that set. Right now, what you can do, you can use this reusable variable set across the items, catalog items. So instead of you recreating these variables, simply use the variable set. Simply use the variable set in the items. Right? So you can use the variable set. Right? So you did not create variables separately for catalog item 1. You did not create variables separately for catalog item 2. What you're doing is simply creating a variable set and you're using that variable set in item 1, item 2 and so on. Is that clear, guys? Everybody clear? Following? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
So this way you are reducing few problems. What are the problems? You're not creating repeated variables, reusable variables again and again. Duplicate variables you're not creating, and you're reducing the time, effort of the developer. You're saving the time, and this is a best practice basically. Okay, this is a best practice that you can follow. So how do you generally create a variable set, and how can you reuse it? So observe carefully. Any doubts so far, guys? Anybody? So now, so on this catalog item, you have something called variable sets. Variable sets beside to variables related list. So if you want to, so you can, if you want to use existing variable set, you can click on edit. So these are all the existing variable sets. You can add them from left to right. But if you want to create new variable set, you can click on new. You can click on new, right? So you can say single row variable set, and then click on this. So you can give some title here, say test variable set. Okay. So this is a variable set, backend name, and if you want to give order as some example, 10, you can give. So what is the layout of the variables within the variable set? So 2 columns wide alternate sides I can select, save. So now you have variables related list on this variable set. Now you can create variables here. Click on new. So like how we created variables, you can create variables here as well. Say single line text. Say variable 1. I'm just giving a dummy name, variable 1 here. Can submit, create variable 2. Say variable 2, creating variable 2. Say variable 2. So you can give order as 100. So order as 200 for this. This is 100. So now this variable set is already included in the item, this item. So you can just check. So variable set, right? Now you can verify. So this variable set has 2 variables, right? So what's the order? Order 10, right? So that means it will be present on the top, the 2 variables, right? You see, variable 1, variable 2, they'll be present on the top because order is less. Likewise, you can add this variable set to any of the item. Go to any of the item, go to maintain items, click on maintain items, open any of the items. Say for example, this is item. So I can add this variable set into this item as well. Already it's using one variable set. So I can edit What is a variable set? Test variable set. Click on save. So this is the item, right, which we added, our variable set. Copy the SysID of this item, go here, see on the link, you see some SysID here, replace it. So the item will be open. So my custom item 11, and you can see variable 1, variable 2. This also has order as 10. So that is coming up on the top, and this is coming at the next to that variables. So this is part of variable set, other variable set, and this is part of the variable set which we added. Is this clear? So I'm not creating variables in separately. I'm just creating a variable set and adding the variable set onto the item. Is that clear? Understanding, everybody? Able to follow, not able to follow? Please answer.